Welcome to CandleLight Audiobook. The Secret Misses. Chapter 341. The lady caressed her manicured nails as she looked at Luna's pretty little face, and talked to her in an unfriendly tone. Now, you should kneel down and apologize to me. Promise that you'll never be involved with other people's men ever again. Crawl out of this bar, then I'll forget about what happened tonight. If not, don't even think about leaving this place. You want to leave after offending our Miss Lee? Not so fast. The lady's bunch of thugs slowly closed in. Luna glanced at those thugs and calmly cracked her finger joints. Hee, Sis Lon, what has this girl done to you that has got you so angry? Mr. Leo, who had been enjoying his drink at the VIP seat, suddenly walked over and looked at the lady with a smile. Yo, Mr. Leo. Seeing him, the lady's expression softened and she said, weren't you always unfavorable of poor and disgusting witches like her? Why are you helping out people like her today? Sis Lon, I really like this girl, so give me some face and don't bother her anymore, Mr. Leo explained like a gentleman. Mr. Leo, you're interested, the lady said, stunned. Fine, since you like her, there's nothing much I can say. With the power you have, a night would get you at least $50,000. What a lucky girl she is. A few girls around tittered in secret. Mr. Leo was infamous for being crazy in bed. Who knew how many women had been tortured by him? Any girl would have it coming rough for themselves if they were favored by Mr. Leo. But if there was money involved, it probably wouldn't matter to a woman like this. Miss, I'll buy you for a night for $50,000. Just follow me now, or else you'll have a hard time leaving the bar after offending Sis Lon. Mr. Leo acted as if he was confident of getting his way, as he swaggered towards Luna like a hero and was about to hold her hand. The next second, Luna slapped away Mr. Leo's hand. You. Humiliated, Mr. Leo's face darkened in an instant. Without a word, Mr. Leo's group of supporters and thugs joined in the fray as well. Luna was now going up against two groups of people. It felt like a fight would blow up at any moment. What a lively night. Among the noisy, chaotic atmosphere, an ice-cold voice struck through the hearts of the people present like a frigid wind. Suddenly everyone was looking behind Luna, speechless. Luna herself was frozen as well. This voice was the devil. As Theo appeared, the few ladies in front were stunned. This man who just made his sudden appearance could barely be described with just the word cool. His behavior could not hide his extravagance. Just one icy look of his was enough to let someone fall for him mercilessly. Oh my God. Who is this man? He's so cool. He's not just handsome. It's his aura. So charismatic. Very manly. I thought Qingyun was as manly as a man can get, but in front of this man he's nothing. Miss Wang just stared blankly at Theo, blushing. The man in front of her was like a god. He was the definition of her dream man. Just by looking at him, she suddenly felt that all the cute boys she was proud of were trash compared to him. Chapter 342. When she saw the way Luna was staring at this man who had just suddenly appeared, the lady spitefully sneered at her. Do you even have the right to stare at a man like him? Luna was reaching a whole new level of patience, thanks to these morons. Mr. Goldberg, do you have any orders? The barman quickly came over and attended to the man. Carlos Bar was under the Goldberg Corporation. It was a good thing that the manager had seen this low-profile boss before, so he recognized him instantly after such a memorable first impression. The manager knew that the boss did not like people to know who he was, so he just addressed him as Mr. Goldberg. Put everyone's tabs on me, Theo declared casually. Okay, no problem, the manager quickly replied. Everyone cheered hearing Theo's words. Just by observing the manager's nervous behavior, one could decipher that this man was a big shot and was probably filthy rich. What he just did only further confirmed it. The lady looked at Theo greedily since she just saw how generous he was. She could not wait anymore. She walked towards him with a pounding heart, introducing herself. So, Mr. Goldberg, I'm Wang Rulan from the Wang Corporation. I wonder if you're working right now and if I would be fortunate enough to have a private conversation with you over some drinks? A handsome face combined together with a charm and a strong financial background. What a package. All the customers' bills tonight would easily reach tens of millions, but this man seemed like he did not care at all. How attractive was that? And his surname was Goldberg. Could he possibly be related to the legendary family from the Imperial? Theo just glanced at the lady with a cold expression and told her, for this question, you'd need to check with someone else. If she's okay with it, then I have no objections. Who is it? The lady quickly asked. Theo nodded his head towards Luna. Her. Luna was surprised and speechless. What? Asked this witch. The lady was shocked and confused. Theo gave her a cold stare. Excuse me, miss, please take back what you've just said and apologize to her. She's the apple of my eye. As if his words were not shocking enough, he added further, too bad, she still isn't mine. The apple of your eye, the lady yelled in disbelief. How is this possible? A man like this should only be worthy of someone of her own status, but he was going for such a dirty woman? You actually fancy a woman like this? Do you know how dirty she is and how many people she's slept with before? The lady could not accept this truth. Goldberg. Luna saw that Theo was arguing for her sake and wanted to stop him, but he just calmly gave her a warning glance, and softly said, It's okay, leave it to me. The lady's face turned really red seeing how gentle Theo treated Luna. She said, Mr. Goldberg, don't be deceived by someone like her. She's just playing hard to get. In the end, she just wants more money. She threw all her money and cards from her purse at Luna's feet. Get away from this man. How much do you want? Name me a price. The few women beside the lady went along with her. Don't people like you just want money? Name a price, our sis Lon will be able to afford it. Theo just quietly looked at the lady crazily throwing her money, then calmly said, aside from being the apple of my eye, she's my superior, as well as my boss. Tonight, the one who's really treating everyone to drinks is her. So, you're now not only drinking my boss' alcohol, but also insulting her. If possible, please throw up all the drinks you've drank before. Regardless of everyone's expression of disbelief, Theo looked at the speechless Mr. Leo. Of course, you as well. Chapter 343. In that instance, everyone in the bar suddenly became as stiff as a statue, stunned. The man in front of them was clearly someone extraordinary, so his identity was already scary enough. And this man was now saying that the woman they kept accusing as a prostitute was his superior, his boss? Then, who in the world could this woman be? Which big shot had they offended now? This is crazy. This woman is his superior? His boss? Did I get it wrong? How could this be? You're definitely lying. But why would he lie to us? There's no need for that, right? Besides, this man Theo's attitude towards her was only filled with admiration, love and utmost respect. Could it be that this woman is really his boss? Jesus! And just now she kept throwing money at her. She has really embarrassed herself this time. In reality, Carlos Bar had always had hidden gems and personalities going in. Someone who dressed up less glamorously might be a big boss, so the more they thought about it, the more they felt it was possible. Suddenly, everyone turned pale. They looked at Luna as if they were looking at a ghost. We're toast. I kept calling her a witch earlier. Oh God, me too. We've done ourselves in. We've really gotten into trouble this time. We may offend just anyone, but not someone like her. While everyone was in shock, Luna was expressionless because her thoughts were all jumbled up and there was so much she wanted to express, so she kept a straight face. Yet, anyone could see that she was in deep thought, which frightened those present even more. Shall I say something, or not, she thought to herself. Since they offended someone like her, would they be able to leave the bar in one piece tonight? All of a sudden, no one could tell who started first but the sound of retching filled the air. This seemed to spark off a chain reaction and soon the entire place was gagging. Even though Theo only called on Wang Rulan and Mr. Leo, many others had also insulted Luna earlier. Those people were nobodies compared to Wang Rulan and Mr. Leo, so they felt like they had no choice but to vomit out the alcohol first. After all, it was only throwing up. It would still be better than getting into trouble with Luna and Theo. As she watched everyone around her regurgitate the alcohol one after another, Miss Wang turned pale. She lifted her head slowly to look at Theo, as if hoping for mercy. Yet, when she looked up, all she saw was his proud eyes. Because she was too frightened, she could not help herself any longer and she puked it all out. When he saw that everyone had thrown up, Mr. Leo, who pretended to be headstrong, could not hold it in anymore and put his fingers into his throat to discharge the alcohol. He would not have thought that his plan of wanting to be a hero would turn into this ugly scene. The entire bar was filled with the unpleasant smell of guts and alcohol, and it was an ungodly sight. Theo took off his coat nonchalantly and covered Luna with it to prevent her from getting dirty. Then, he led her towards the door without even turning back. At the same time, on the second floor of the bar, Cleo held a bag of melon seeds in shock. Jesus! When the devil flared up to protect his wife, he turned terrifying indeed. Cleo shook his head as he mumbled to himself, "But, bro, if you want to flare up, you should bear the consequences in mind. This is our bar and business might be affected." Fine, this guy only has his wife in mind. To hell with the business, wasn't it? Chapter 344. Outside the bar was a road flanked by ginkgo trees. The night was cold, as a couple strolled slowly along the quiet road. "Are you all right?" Theo asked in concern. Luna shook her head. She had not entirely calmed down from the scene earlier. "How did you suddenly appear back there?" "I was discussing some matters upstairs and just finished. I saw you as I was about to leave," Theo explained. "Oh." Luna did not really know what to say and just responded, "Thank you for rescuing me from that situation." Theo was shrugged nonchalantly, "You don't have to thank me. I know that even if I didn't come forward, you would be able to resolve it by yourself. I just didn't want you to have to dirty your hands." Luna's heart beat fast as his low coarse voice lingered by her ear. She cleared her throat and tried to change the topic. "Right, why did you tell them that I was your boss? Clearly, you're the one who's my boss. You seem to have messed it up. What is a boss's role to you?" Theo did not answer her, redirecting her another question instead. "A boss's role?" Luna thought about it, then answered, "Probably someone who provides me with a monthly salary, as I help him earn revenue, and follow all his orders." Theo nodded. Luna was speechless and dumbfounded. What did that reaction mean? In the next second, she suddenly understood. Based on her explanation, wouldn't the definition of a boss be similar to that of wife's? Sigh, this was the longest road she had ever walked down in her lifetime. The road leading to the devil's trap. It's quite late now, I shall make a move first. Thank you for tonight." Luna announced her departure. Theo was just walking to his parking spot, so he opened the passenger door to his car and said, "I'll send you home." Luna scratched her head and said, "I don't think there's a need for that, I can just hail a taxi for myself." Theo then replied, "You're too beautiful tonight. It's not safe." Luna was tongue-tied yet again. She decided that from now on, she should shut up to be safe from his flirtations. Finally, Theo sent her to her apartment. Luna breathed a sigh of relief as she was finally home. She took a bow and said, "Thank you, boss, I'll go up now." "Luna," Theo suddenly called to stop her. "Yes? Can I hug you for a while?" Theo asked in a soft voice, as if afraid that anyone except her would hear. Luna was shocked. The stars shined brightly and the wind blew softly. Under the moonlit sky, Theo's eyes were charmingly gentle. Damn it. His seduction skills were too smooth, and she felt like her gates of resistance could not hold up its guard much longer. She knew that he was trying to seduce her, and knew that every step he made was a plan that had a motive. Yet, she could not help herself. Who could ignore flirtations from someone that they liked? She definitely deserved an award for the fact that she could resist it all the while. What to do, to agree or not to agree? As the atmosphere became increasingly taut with sexual tension, Luna's handphone suddenly rang, abruptly interrupting the quiet midnight air. Luna was still torn between how to react when she glanced at her phone reluctantly. When she saw the phone clearly, her blood ran cold. Across the phone screen was a sentence: "My dear, agree to him and see what happens. I challenge you." Why yes. Damn it. Chapter 345. CEO Goldberg, it's really late now and the moon is really pretty tonight. Huh, you should go home earlier. I'll go sleep now too, huh, bye-bye. Luna blurted out her string of goodbye hastily and then disappeared within a second. She did not even know what she just said to Theo. Theo stayed at the same spot. First, he watched the back of the girl as she bolted away, then he lifted his head and looked into the darkness. Not until she had managed to run into her apartment and close the door would Luna's heart finally calm down. She ran so fast that she almost tripped. After taking in several deep breaths, she took out her phone again. "My dear, agree to him and see what happens. I challenge you." Why yes. She did not misread the message. She recognized the evil smiley face that a certain someone liked to use when he threatened people. What was going on? Could it be that he was nearby? Luna's hands were trembling as she walked back and forth in her apartment repeatedly. At last, she finally stopped speculating wildly and just called him. The person on the other end of the phone seemed to tease her intentionally by not picking up immediately. Only when the phone was about to go to voicemail did he slowly answer in a lazy drawl, "Hello? Where are you?" Luna cut to the chase with her question. "Las Vegas. Why are you messing with me?" If I was really nearby, did you think you would be able to call me right now?" The man teased in an unfriendly tone. "Did you get someone to spy on me?" "Pfft, don't think so lowly of me. I don't care how you know. I'm asking you, what is it that you want to achieve?" Luna took a deep breath to calm herself down as she asked through gritted teeth. "It's a secret." "Pfft. My dear, be good. I hope there won't be a next time for what happened tonight, understood?" "Hello, hello, hello." The phone went dead. Luna was so angry that she slammed her fist on the bed. After that night, Luna went about every day anxiously. Her fear of having the guy suddenly appear out of nowhere tortured her mentally. She safely endured this until the last day of shooting. Finally, it was the final scene to be shot. Luna had been tense since last night and had not stopped preparing herself. This scene was the setting before Ella's death and it was the last scene of the entire drama. It was even more climactic than Eden's death, so much so that even Luna was not confident that she had what it took to deliver the scene. This was the first time in the entire drama shoot that Luna was nervous. Because she was so deeply immersed in her character for the show, Luna did not notice the weird look she got when she appeared on set. Until Jimmy walked right up to her and said, "Luna, you're finally here. There's a letter for you. It looks like you have an admirer." Luna was still recalling Ella's life story to refine her character's emotions before death. She was in a state of extreme nervousness, so even though she was physically present, her mind was elsewhere. Even though her eyes saw Jimmy right in front of her, she did not hear what Jimmy had said at all. Jimmy held a pink-colored letter in her hand, and on the corner of the letter was carved two very subtle alphabets, YS. Jimmy waved the letter in front of her and then said, Luna, you're going through the script, aren't you? Since you're so busy, I'll read this for you." Chapter 346. People around could not help but laugh out loud at the contents of the letter. Jimmy read it out loud. My dearest Luna, I love you like how the mice love its rice, like how the cat loves its fish, like how the dog loves its bone." Jimmy read in a comical, exaggerative tone as more and more people surrounded her, everyone laughing together. This is too funny. This love letter is so old-fashioned. Did the person even graduate from primary school? Or maybe he stopped at kindergarten. There are still people who write love letter nowadays? I sure am drunk. Who is this guy? Is there still a need to ask? It must be some poor freaky fan. Be more serious. I'm not done with reading. Jimmy glared at them, then continued reading. Now, I present you my sincerest wishes and love, for tomorrow night's celebration dinner. I'll bring you a present that will be the most honorable, most tempting, and most befitting of your wisdom and nobility. Reading up to this point, Jimmy could not hold it in anymore. I can't go on anymore. This is too funny, somebody please save me. Not only does this man have no culture, he's such a moron. He sure talks big. A present that's the most honorable, and most tempting. Is he going to send an excavator over to the dinner tomorrow? It sure fits Luna's nobility. Everyone laughed. Maybe even a tractor. It might also be a truck full of cornbread. Stop guessing wildly, a truck full of cornbread would cost a lot, you know? TSK, still acting big while being poor, I've had enough of this. People like these disgust me. How did Luna get such disgusting admirers? Hee hee, isn't there a saying that goes, you attract the kind of people who are similar to you? The place became even noisier. Luna, who was in the middle, did not say anything at all this whole time, then she silenced everyone sharply, quiet. Jimmy kept her mouth shut, and everyone lowered their voice. Next, Luna just stood up with her script and walked through the crowd emotionlessly, straight towards Guo Qixing's direction. Actually, while Jimmy and the group were rambling on, Luna had just been making random grunting noises without even knowing what they were talking about. She did not even notice the love letter as she was just trying to avoid any distraction and to focus on getting into her act. Everyone started to gossip more right after Luna left. Pfft! Why is this guy acting all big for? Jimmy tossed away the letter in disgust, thinking that Luna just escaped an embarrassment. She sarcastically said, even she knows shame. Didn't she act all high and mighty before? Being the prettiest girl in the entertainment industry, having the most admirers and all. Getting endless gifts like flowers and diamonds on the first day of shooting. What now? The quality of her admirers is getting lower and lower. Those flowers and diamonds must be sent by the uncultured goofball. How can they compare to a gentleman like Liam? Speaking of which, could it be that Luna has found herself some supporters just to show her some face? It's possible, since Emma was getting all the spotlight from that real handsome gentleman Liam at that time. Perhaps she just didn't want to feel inferior. Listening up to this point, Jimmy's eyes shone and she lowered her voice, telling everyone in a secretive tone, speaking of Liam, I'm going to tell you guys a huge, shocking secret. Chapter 347. A huge, shocking secret? What's the secret? Tell us quickly. Yeah, stop teasing us. Everyone loved gossip, what more if it was a secret? Almost everyone gathered in front of Jimmy. Jimmy was satisfied as everyone's anticipation was at a peak, and she announced dramatically, during tomorrow night's celebration dinner, Liam will be proposing to Emma. As she finished, everyone's jaw was gaping open. This was some really huge news. After a moment of stunned silence, everyone bombarded her with questions for details. Oh, God. Is this true? A live proposal? How romantic. Jimmy, how do you know about this? Jimmy declared proudly, Emma is my best friend, so of course, Liam's going to tell me beforehand and have me coordinate with him on the details. You had all better keep this a secret and don't let Emma know. Otherwise, the cat is out of the bag. Okay. We won't say anything. Everyone nodded in resonance. Jimmy continued boasting, our celebration dinner tomorrow, the hotel accommodation, and the banquet will all be sponsored by the Sue family. It's probably going to be a big surprise. Wow. I'm so envious of Emma. Oh my gosh. This has to be the biggest news of the year. Just thinking about it makes me happy. Such an excellent man, and he's putting in so much effort. Suddenly, someone from the group asked, since Luna has always been competing against Emma, isn't she going to get really pissed off this time around? Jimmy scoffed, don't you guys realize? Luna must have already heard about Liam going to propose. Didn't you see how unhappy she was today? Everyone thought for a while, then they suddenly realized, no wonder, She does look like she's down today. She's in such a terrible mood. Someone else suddenly laughed. I suddenly thought about this. Would the freaky fan of Luna's prepare a surprise at tomorrow's celebration dinner? If it were to clash with Liam's plan, wouldn't it just make Luna look bad? Thinking about the love letter makes me want to laugh. How can someone be so weird? Who knows what he will bring? Jimmy mumbled in disdain. She brought it upon herself, affiliating herself with just anybody. Having all the lowly people around her, one cannot blame her for being jealous of Emma. After everyone dispersed, Jimmy felt accomplished. She then secretly texted Sophia a message. Sis Chong, everything is done. The rumors are spread. Even God is on our side because Luna has a weird fan who's going to prepare her a surprise. At the same time, at Country F, Ledoyen, a Michelin 3-star high-class restaurant. As the kitchen crew was busy preparing for the banquet, the executive chef suddenly received a call from Las Vegas. Alan stopped what he was doing. He took off his apron and passed it to his sous chef, and ordered them in a serious tone, I'm going to take off now to Country C, to be a sous chef for a dinner that was called for at the last minute. I'll leave everything here to you guys. The other chefs were shocked, and they looked at each other in confusion. Right now, at this very moment? Your schedule usually needs to be booked at least half a year in advance, no matter how honorable the customer is. How come this time? Chapter 348. I didn't hear it wrong, did I? You said you were going to be the sous chef, so who is the head chef? Who is qualified enough for you to become his or her assistant? To be able to become this person's assistant is my honor, Alan spoke with respect. The other chefs were in disbelief. To be able to make Alan voluntarily become the sous chef, they could stab a guess at who this master was. But to be able to invite this master was another ball game altogether, so who was hosting this dinner? Out of curiosity, one of the chefs asked, I wonder whose dinner are you preparing for this time? Alan was not sure. I didn't ask much, I only know that one of them is a lady called Luna. Luna? Who is that? Everyone looked at each other in confusion. Suddenly, one of them remembered something and asked, your student, William Fee, is from Country C as well. Maybe he might know who this honorable lady is. Will he be joining her for dinner? William? Alan asked, then shook his head. If I've been appointed as just the sous chef, he wouldn't be qualified. Oh. Everyone's respect for Alan swelled. Luna had no idea about this change in the Michelin-starred kitchen. She was focused on discussing her scene with David and the screenwriter Yiling Long. After some time preparing, Luna gathered her confidence, took a deep breath and told David, Director, I can do it now. Good. David patted her shoulder and said, let's begin. David informed all the departments to set up, then used the loudspeaker to shout, 3, 2, 1. Action. Everyone went silent when the shooting started. It was finally the last scene, the ending for The World. All three of them were dead, the spy, Princess Daisy, and the corrupted emperor. Ella finally got her revenge. Her next target for revenge was the world that had abandoned and betrayed the brave souls in her Smith family. Yet, at the last moment, with the blood of historical generals in her lineage, she could not bring herself to do it. In the end, she chose to jump off the cliff, and in doing so, granted the male protagonist's wish. Luna struggled a lot with this scene as she could not decide what feelings to portray when Ella committed suicide. Was Ella feeling angry, was she unwilling, or was she in despair? Luna almost went crazy thinking about this. Nevertheless, Luna performed the scene perfectly. Ella was dressed in a bright red bride outfit, as she held Eden's memorial tablet to her chest. She was devoid of any anger and reluctance, and neither was there any despair nor nostalgia. She just had the apprehension of a little girl on her face, as if she was reliving her first meeting with Eden. She closed her eyes, put on a contented smile, and jumped down. The way Luna chose to portray the character was to perform as her original true self. She turned Ella into the carefree little girl she once was in her final moments. The scene of jumping off the cliff was extremely poignant. There was not an obvious element of sadness, but almost everyone at the set teared up, feeling empty, and felt like they had lost something important. The original ending was to have Ella die in the hands of the male and female protagonist. Yet, after this rearrangement, while it only seemed like a difference between suicide and homicide, it set a completely different tone to the ending. The last scene was finished. The world had ended. Chapter 349. We're done. We're finally done. Everyone started to cheer. Some were even so emotional that they could not stop their tears from flowing down their faces. Luna too was grateful beyond words. Her first drama had finally come to an end. When she returned to her private restroom, Luna slumped in exhaustion onto her dressing table without even changing out of her set clothes. This was when Bonnie rushed into her room exclaiming, "Sis Luna, you're finally done shooting." Luna waved weakly. "What's wrong now, my dear? If there's anything, could you tell me later? My brain is a little foggy right now, I can't really think." Bonnie could not wait. "It can't wait, sis Luna. Do you know what the drama team has been saying about you behind your back?" "What? What about me?" "She only shot a scene, what could possibly have happened?" Bonnie anxiously said, "Jimmy already read out that love letter in front of you. Why are you still confused?" I think Jimmy did read something, although I don't know what, in front of me earlier." "What did you say that was?" "A love letter?" Luna was surprised. She was immersed in her character in preparation for the scene earlier. All she knew was that the group of people had been making a lot of noise in front of her, but she was clueless as to what had happened. Bonnie threw her hands up in defeat. She handed the wrinkly crumpled-up pink letter to her. "See for yourself." Luna gathered her senses and scratched her head, and she took the letter. She started to read it to herself. My dearest Luna, I love you, like how a mouse loves its rice, like how a cat loves its fish, like how a puppy loves its bone. What is this?" Luna could not continue reading it any longer. She almost choked with laughter. What was this crap? Who knew that in her lifetime, she would see such a cursed love letter? If one's Chinese was so poor, one shouldn't try to show off. It really was so terrible to read. It even hurt the eyes, and such horrible language was akin to committing a sin. What the hell is a present that will be the most honorable, most tempting, and most befitting of your wisdom and nobility? Honorable was okay, but what was up with the most tempting part? What nonsense was this bastard thinking of pulling? The more Bonnie thought about it, the more she became worried. "Sis Luna, you don't know this, but everyone is waiting to watch you make a fool of yourself. I even heard that for tomorrow night's launch, Su Yan is preparing to give Ning Xuelua a big surprise. It's highly likely that he's going to propose. Your unknown admirer also said that he wants to prepare a big surprise for you. With the proposal in comparison, you're going to be so embarrassed. Luna, for the celebration dinner tomorrow, please don't let him appear. The place will be filled with media. Or else you would really be humiliated." Luna laughed bitterly and sighed. "You think I want this to happen?" she thought to herself. "Even if I willed it not to happen, what power do I have?" Luna clenched the letter in her fist and looked drearily. It seemed like she would not be able to evade him this round. Right now, she could only console herself that she would rather that asshole torture her than for him to mess with Theo. In a blink of an eye, it was the day of the celebration dinner. Luna's last scene yesterday used up so much of her energy that she still had not recovered. She looked listless. She usually went into character as quickly as she could revert to herself after shooting. However, with a situation like yesterday's, she had immersed herself entirely into the scene without any reservations. To detach herself from the character again would take quite some time. To put it simply, the current Luna was still one half of Ella's soul. Chapter 350. Bonnie became very anxious as she thought that Luna had suffered from the blow of the gossip and could not bring herself to be energetic. She did not have any idea what to do, so she could only follow Stacy's orders to function as always and play by ear. Today's main highlight would definitely be Emma, so Stacy's only request to Luna today was only one word: stable. Luna painted her face with makeup decently, not wanting to stand out, and she wore a champagne-colored Chanel gown from the latest fall-winter collection. The dinner was held at Imperial's only 6-star hotel. Luna had reached a little early and saw that all around her were busy crew members still decorating the area. It was filled with red roses and heart-shaped balloons. It would have to take a blind person to ignore that these were clearly preparations for a marriage proposal. Apart from that, the hotel was also filled with all sorts of gift baskets. They were from collaboration companies and fans. It was so full that there was almost nowhere to walk. Luna briefly skimmed the lavish gifts and saw that at the corner was a gift basket labeled, Luna's Global Fan Club. Her heart was warmed. She even had a fan club now. Even though it was not much compared to Emma and Zhao Xizhou's gifts, she was already very happy. However, Bonnie clearly felt disappointed. She thought about how few gifts Luna received. How stingy of them. When the reporters see this later, they wouldn't even know what to write. She recalled with a sigh that when she used to attend to Eva, every launch dinner of hers was filled with mountains of gifts. Now she might even be shamed together with Luna, for even someone of Emma's status to overshadow them. Her friends were going places in this industry, but only she went from being at the peak of everyone's envy to the bottom of the pit. The more she thought about it, the sadder she got. This was when Jimmy and the bunch started to make an entrance with lots of noise. Wah! The place is decorated so beautifully. This is too dreamy. I wonder how much all these cost. Even just booking the entire hotel would cost an astronomical sum already. The hotel really earned it this time. Come on. The latest most popular female actress and the man with the highest net worth are romantically making a pact of their love here. With such a sensational news, this hotel could use it to promote itself too. Of course, they wouldn't miss this opportunity. When the crowd was done with their oohing and aahing, they all giggled with their hands covering their mouths as they looked at Luna's little fan-gifted gift basket. What's this that Luna's fan gave her? Just a little gift basket? Why is she standing there then? She wouldn't be looking for that pleb surprise, would she? Expecting something from that weirdo? She must have been too provoked by Shuelua. Jimmy's face was full of delight as she looked at Luna, and she arrogantly repeated the words from the other night, sigh, if there was nothing to compare to, there wouldn't be any hard feelings now. When she heard such a piercing insult, Bonnie could not tolerate it any longer, and she was so angry that she cried on the spot, these people are too mean. How can they do this? Luna sighed and touched Bonnie's head. She said softly, Bonnie, be good. This is only temporary. I won't let you suffer with me. One day, I will conquer the world for you. Bonnie instantly laughed through her tears, as she said with red cheeks, Luna, I hate you. You're teasing me again. Seeing the girl laugh, Luna was finally relieved. Actually, she was fine with being unhappy for a short while. Such a petty thing was really nothing to her. But what she could not stand most was to let the people around her suffer with her, because of her.